shadow in the midnight glow. Your voice still lingers soft and low. Every corner of this empty room holds the echo of our bloom. I try to move on, I try to be strong, but the nights are so cold when you're gone. Memories linger like a haunting tune. I can't escape, I'm trapped in June. I'm missing you always, can't you see? Your love is a ghost that won't set me free. Every heartbeat whispers your name, but nothing is ever, ever the same. I'm missing you always, night and day, wishing somehow you'd come back and stay. I walk the streets we used to know, laughing echoes where the wind still blows. Your smile, your touch, they slip away. Yet in my heart they'll always stay. I try to let go, I try to pretend, but the ache of losing you will never end. Every sunset burns like your goodbye. I keep on asking the stars why I'm missing you always. Can't you see? Your love is a ghost that won't set me free. Every heartbeat whispers your name, but nothing is ever, ever the same. I'm missing you always, night and day, wishing somehow you'd come back and stay. I count the days, I count the tears. I relive the laughter, I face the fears. And though you're gone, you live in me. A love that time can never set free. I'm missing you always, can't you see? Your love is a ghost that won't set me free. Every heartbeat whispers your name, but nothing is ever, ever the same. I'm missing you always, night and day, wishing somehow you'd come back and stay. Missing you always, I can't let go. Your shadow lingers soft and slow, and in the silence I call your name. Missing you always, it's just the same. Watch the rain fall down the window pane. It feels like my heart is breaking again. Every word you said, every smile you gave, now just a memory I can't save. I thought I knew you, I thought we were true, but love can vanish without a clue. If I had known the truth before, I wouldn't be lying here wanting more. I wish I knew, I wish I saw the signs that I ignored, the pain in your heart. I wish I knew thought I knew you. I thought love would stay, but now I'm lost in shades of gray. If I'd seen what you were going through, I'd have held on tighter, I'd have loved you true. I wish I knew. We used to laugh under the midnight sky. Now silence fills the space where love used to lie. Your hand slipped out of mine without a fight, and left me wandering alone tonight. I see the tears you try to hide, I feel the pain you keep inside. Two hearts of love, now torn apart, still beating but so far apart. Two broken hearts lost in the rain, searching for a love we can't regain. Every word we said, every promise we made, fades like shadows at the edge of day. Two broken hearts holding on the past, wishing somehow love could last. I hear your voice in the quietest place, a memory I can't erase. We built a world that slipped away and left just pieces of yesterday. I reach for you in the night, but all I find is a fading light. Two hearts that tried, two souls that fought, left with the emptiness we never sought. Oh, two broken hearts lost in the rain, searching for a love we can't regain. Every word we said, every promise we made, fades like shadows at the edge of day. Two broken hearts holding on just lost in the rain, searching for a love we can't regain. Every word we said, every promise we made, fades like shadows at the edge of day. Two broken hearts holding on to the past, wishing somehow love could last. Two broken hearts drifting away, hoping tomorrow brings a brighter day. But tonight we're just two broken hearts, left with memories in separate parts. The clock upon the dresser ticks a lonely, steady beat, the soundtrack to the silence and this avalanche of sheets. I reach across the canyon where your body used to be, and find a cold reminder of what's gone and left me empty. Your perfume skims the phantom on the pillow next to mine, a fading ghost of sunshine that I'm begging just to stay. But all that's left is echo in the hollow of this room, and the settling of shadows in the gathering of gloom. Oh, these empty bed nights, this endless aching space, where I trace the constellations that your fingertips would make. I'm tangled in the memories, a prisoner of the threads, in this museum moments in our empty king-size bed. The silence is so deafening, it screams of your goodbye. Beneath this weary ceiling, beneath this indifferent sky, just me and all this emptiness, a battle I can't win. Another empty bed night is setting in. I tell myself the logic that it's better off this way, but logic doesn't hold me at the ending of the day. It doesn't know the contours of the shape you left behind, or how my heart still listens for your footstep on the ground. I find a single earring, a sapphire speck of blue, a tiny fallen satellite from a universe we knew, and I clutch it like a relic, some proof that it was real, before the earth's anchor to became a pain I feel. Oh, these empty bed nights, this endless aching space, where I trace the constellations that your fingertips would make. I'm tangled in the memories, a prisoner of the threads, in this museum of moments in our empty king-size bed. The silence is so deafening, it screams of your goodbye. Beneath this weary ceiling, beneath this indifferent sky, just me and all this emptiness, a battle I can't win. Another empty bed night is setting in, and the world keeps spinning onward. People laugh and cars go by, but Time is stretched and fractured here beneath this same moonlight. I wrestle with the what ifs and the could haves and the whys, while selling off the future to the past, haunting lies. This mattress holds the imprint of 1,000 nights of us. Now it's just a barren landscape of forgotten love and dust. The side's not colder and the blankets aren't too thin. It's the acreage of nothing where your warmth once settled in. So I'll wait for dawn's pale mercy, a temporary friend, to end another lonesome empty bed night again. Just me and this great emptiness, till the empty bed night begins again. I found your sweater in my closet, still holding on to spring. I swear the wool remembers every song we used to sing. And in the hallway by the pictures, I sometimes catch a scent of lemons and of rainstorms, and the mornings that we spent just talking about forever, like we had it in our hands. Now forever's just an echo in these empty waiting lands. Now I'm living with the ghost of us, a phantom love affair. Your laughter in the kitchen, your fingers in my hair. I see you in the coffee mug, the one with the small chip. I feel you in the sunlight as it touches my left lip. This house is just a haunted home, each memory a sting. I'm dancing with your afterglow, but you don't feel a thing, just living with the ghost of us. The shadow on the wall, the sweetest kind of haunting, and the hardest kind of fall. The doorbell doesn't ring now like it did when you were near. The silence has a texture, it's the thing I truly fear. I play sweetest kind of fall. They say you gotta move on, let the past be in the past. But how do I exercise a love that was built to last? These ghosts don't rattle chains, they just whisper with your voice. And every single morning I'm given no choice but to walk right through the memory and feel the chill, and then pretend I'm not still waiting for you to come home again. In the kitchen, your fingers in my hair. I see you in the coffee mug, the one with the small chip. I feel you in the sunlight as it touches my left lip. This house is just a haunted home, each memory a sting. I'm dancing with your afterglow, but you don't feel a thing. Just living with the ghost of us, the shadow on the wall, the sweetest kind of haunting. Sometimes at night I almost hear you call my name. It's just the old house settling, playing its old game. And I hold my breath and listen in the quiet and the dust. Just me and the phantom, the ghost of us. Just me and the beautiful, breaking ghost of us. The door frame's got a pencil mark where we measured how you grew. From the summer that we moved into the winter you withdrew. Now it's just a faded line on painted over wood, a monument to promises that weren't any good. I don't touch the doorknob like I used to, reaching out for you, 'cause every handle in this house holds a memory that's blue. They say that time's a healer, leaves a faint and silver line, but some cuts go bone deep and they take a different kind of time. 'Cause love left scars, not just on my heart but on this home. A chip in every windowsill from a flower pot you've thrown, a stain upon the hardwood where I spilled my begging tears, the permanent impression of your name across the years, a shadow on the ceiling from the night you packed your light. Yeah, love left scars that don't fade with the night. There's a groove worn in the sofa arm where your head would find its rest. Now it's just an empty canyon, putting comfort to the test. The shower head still drips in the rhythm of your song, a lonely steady rhythm getting all the notes wrong. And every mirror in this place has a crack I cannot see, 'cause it only shows up looking when your reflection's next to me. They say let it go like it's a leaf caught in a breeze, but some things graft onto your soul, a permanent disease. 'Cause not just on my heart but on this home, a chip in every windowsill from a flower pot you've thrown, a stain upon the hardwood where I spilled fresh and clean. But the problem with the scar is that it's proof of what has been. It maps the tender places, shows the world you loved and lost, shows the devastating beauty and the terrible final cost. So I'll live here with the markings, with each groove and every crack, 'cause erasing all the evidence with me not looking back. And I'm not that strong yet. Not just on my heart, but on this home. A chip in every windowsill from a flower pot you thrown. A stain upon the hardwood where I spill my begging tears. The permanent impression of your name across the years. A shadow on the ceiling from the night you packed your light. These aren't wounds that are bleeding, they're just stories in the skin, a testament to how deeply I once let you in. So let the floorboards creak your name, let the walls hold all our past. Some loves are meant to leave a mark, some beautiful things are built to last, and some are built to leave a scar. Yeah, love left scars. I felt the shift before the fall, a tremor in your touch, the way your eyes would look right through me, never saying much. You started building walls from silences with mortar made of space, and I was hanging on to bricks trying to keep them in their place. I memorized the cold side of the bed before you left, a student of the emptiness of what would soon be bereft. I felt the rope go slack, the anchor drag along the deep. I was begging you to hold on in my promises and sleep, but your fingers one by one began to loosen and untie, and all I could do is keep holding as you said your last goodbye, and you let go. It wasn't with a shout, it was a whisper in the slow, a quiet unclenching of a heart I used to know. You simply opened up your hand and set our future free, and left me dangling from a cliff of what you used to be. You let go, and I'm still falling, don't you know? I'm still falling. I see the proof in little things, the mail that's just my name, the quiet in the morning that will never be the same. You took your half of all the dreams right out the door with you, left mine here gathering the dust and fading from the view. And I keep checking for a pulse on memories grown cold, but a story can't be finished once the final page is told. I built my home inside the warmth of your I always will. Now I'm shivering in the ruins of a promise you once spoke. The cruelest cut wasn't the leaving, it was a slow release, the quiet, steady giving up, the grand 'cause you let go. It wasn't with a shout, it was a whisper in the slow, a quiet unclenching of a heart I used to know. You simply opened up your hand and set our future free, and left me dangling from a cliff of what used to be. You let go, and I'm still falling, don't you know? Two hands to hold a love so it won't break. So what's a single hand to do with all this lonely ache? I'm holding on to nothing, to the echo and the strain, to the ghost of every finger that was laced with mine in vain. You let go. It wasn't with a shout, it was a whisper in the slow, a quiet unclenching of a heart I used to know. You simply opened up your hand and set our future free, and left me dangling from a cliff of what used to be. You let go, and I'm still falling. The ground never came, I just learned how to fall in an empty space with a memory of your grip on my face. You let go, and I never learned how. We didn't know it was the last cup of coffee that you'd pour, or that the Sunday paper on the floor would mean much more. You kissed me at the doorway like you had 1,000 times, a ghost of all our mornings in the rhythm of the chimes. We made a grocery list, you wrote I love you by the bread, a post-it note confession that would hang there after you fled. We laughed about the neighbor's dog who howled in morning light. You pulled me close and held me for a moment, holding tight. Was that a little longer than the ordinary embrace, or just a trick the memory plays upon this empty space? You said you'd pick up dinner, asked what I was craving for. I said surprise me darling as you walked out through the door. The last time together was a Tuesday like any other day. The last time forever slipped right by us in the usual way. No orchestra was playing, no final scene, no dramatic cue, just ordinary magic, until the ordinary wasn't true. And now I trade a lifetime for 5 more minutes in that chair, knowing it was ending, knowing you were leaving, for a proper last time together. I've studied every moment, every word and every breath, like evidence and photographs that testify to death. To see you soon, my darling, that you call back down the hall was just an empty promise bouncing off a fading wall. And when you didn't come home with the Chinese food at 8, the future started crumbling beneath the cruel weight. If I had known the clock was counting down its final round, would I have held on harder to the common holy ground? Would I have memorized the pattern of the light in your eyes, or bottled up your laughter as my most important prize? doesn't give warnings for the endings it will bring. It just turns precious ordinary into everything. The last time together was a Tuesday like any other day. The last time forever slipped right by us in the usual way. No orchestra was playing, no final scene, no dramatic cue, just ordinary magic, until the ordinary wasn't true. And now I trade a lifetime for 5 more minutes in that chair, knowing it was ending, knowing you were leaving. For a proper goodbye, for a chance to look you in the eye and say the words that matter, instead of get the mild sauce please, instead of laundry dishes, autumn leaves. If I had known, oh, the last time together was the last time forever. I found the box of us today, shoved up on the closet shelf. A museum made of ticket stubs I used to know by heart myself. A seashell from that Oregon beach, a keychain with no key, a pressed forget-me-not now, brown, forgotten perfectly. I thought I'd feel the earthquake, but it's just a hollow rain that falls inside a quiet where your voice should call my name. I drove past our old diner where the coffee was just hard, but we'd sit for hours talking, dreaming about who we'd be and how far. The booth is empty now at 2, the way it's always been, except the ghosts of who we were are laughing there again. I turn the radio down low to hear their fading sound, but static was the only thing that ever came around. Now there's no me and you, no we, no us, no us to speak about, just 2 separate heartbeats figuring a lonely echo out. No more inside of jokes that only we would understand, no more future whispered holding on to my right hand. It's just a blank horizon where our sunset used to be. The dictionary's missing words for what you meant to me, just chapters left unspoken, just a story gone to rust. The hardest truth to swallow is there's no more us. Your sister called last weekend just to say she thought of me. Her kindness was a knife twist of a shared reality. She didn't say your name out loud, but I heard it in the pause that hung there in the telephone wires with no applause. I asked about her baby, sent my love, then let it go. Another little thread cut from the tapestry we wove. I know that life moves forward, I've heard all the platitudes. The time will stitch the ragged edges of my solitudes, but time just feels like distance, more empty space and air between the you and I that wasn't just me standing here. And maybe someday us will be a memory that's sweet, but today it's just the echo of my heart's unsteady beat. 'Cause there's no me and you, no we, no ours, no us to speak about. Just two separate heartbeats figuring a lonely echo out. No more inside of jokes that only we would understand. No more future whisper holding on to my right hand. It's just a blank horizon where our sunset used to be. The dictionary's missing words for what you meant to me. Just chapters left unspoken, just a story gonna rust. The hardest truth to swallow is there's no more us. Ooh. I put the box back on the shelf. I didn't even cry. The deepest grief is quiet neath the pale and practical sky. I'll learn to say I can and mean just one, not two. But the silence after I love, that's where I'll always miss us. They said the hurt would dull with time, become a distant shade, a soft and fading memory of the mess that we had made. But every single morning I wake up to the sting, a brand new kind of hurt that the new day's light will bring. This isn't just a broken bone that time can set and mend. It's deeper than a fracture and it has no clearing. I try to stitch it close with bourbon, with prayers of restless sleep, with another woman's laughter that was just a shallow deep. But the sutures never hold, the bandages won't seal. All I do is poke and press at what I'm doomed to feel. 'Cause these wounds won't heal, they just learn how to bleed in different ways. They open up at midnight to the ghosts of better days. They throb with every love song on the static of the radio. They weep with every cent of you that time refuses to let go. Scabs my phone on Sundays, but they're torn off by the moon, leaving fresh and tender pain in an old and tired tune. No, these wounds won't heal, they're just a part of me now, and they're real. See your face and strangers in a crowded grocery line, and for a heart stop second I believe that you are mine. And the ache comes rushing back, a cold and rising tide, and I'm left standing frozen with my emptiness inside. I burn the letters given every single keepsake all the way, but the wound's not in the objects, it's in me and here to stay. I've walked 1,000 miles to try and leave the hurt behind, but it's a loyal, hungry shadow in my body and my mind. Is first thing that I wake to, and the last thing that I know, a constant, quiet companion in this one-man lonely show. 'Cause these wounds won't heal, they just learn how to bleed in different ways. They open up at midnight to the ghosts of better days. They thrive with every love song on the static of the radio. They weep with every cent of you that time refuses to let go. Scabs my phone on Sundays, but they're torn off by the moon, leaving fresh and tender pain in an old and tired tune. No, these wounds won't heal, But some love's carve a canyon, not a scratch upon the skin. And you don't feel a canyon, and you just learn to live down in the shadow and the echo of the river that once flowed. The constant crushing beauty of the love you once bestowed. Static of the radio, they weep with every scent of you. The time refuses to let go. Scratch my phone on Sundays, but they're torn off by the moon, leaving fresh and tender pain in an old and tired tune. So I'll stop waiting for a scar. I'll just learn to live inside the ache you are. This open, endless living pain, my proof that I was loved and loved in vain. These wounds won't heal, they're just forever, forever. The melody came wandering in on a grocery store speaker tonight. 3 notes in the chorus, and the world went still and white. My hand froze on the shopping cart, right there in Act 3, as a ghost of us came rushing back from when our we was we. I couldn't catch the lyrics or the name the DJ said, just that little piece of heaven now rattling in my head. We found it on a mixtape the summer the AC died. Windows down and singing loud with nothing left to hide. You drummed the beat out on my knee at every single red light, and swear that harmony you found was purely done by spite. We called it ours, we claimed it, gave it meanings of our own. Now it's just a stranger's rhythm playing on a borrowed phone. And I'm standing in the fluorescent glow, trying to remember how it goes. Our forgotten song, our forgotten song, the one that mapped the galaxies in ordinary moments strong. Our forgotten song, I can feel the echo of your voice, but I can't find the tune. Just the hollow haunting aftermath of a love ended too soon. Our forgotten song is forgetting me too. I rushed out to the parking lot, fumbled with my keys, trying to hum the bridge between the ancient rustling trees. But the notes are like your promises, they scatter in the air. Either just the silence and the depth of my despair. I scroll through endless playlists till my eyes begin to sting, looking for the scripture of the joy we used to sing. What happens to a soundtrack when the movie's finally done? When the 2 main characters unravel and come undone? Does it gather dust in some celestial discount? Been a relic, no one listens to a place we can't get in. I give a year, a future, just to hear it clear and plain, to have 3 minutes back inside the shelter figure that feels like someone trying to recall a melody, starting strong, faltering, searching, and ultimately fading into unresolved chords. Maybe some night, when I'm old and the ache has finally ceased, it'll find me in a dream, the melody released, and I'll know every word, and I'll hear your part come through. And for 3 minutes, darling, I'll be back in love with you, until the morning comes and takes the music far along, and leaves me with the memory of how forgotten. How beautiful, forgotten song. It's not the big dramatic crash, the slamming of the door. It's finding the second coffee mug and only needing one form for sure. It's reaching for your hand in a movie scary part, and grasping empty air that slices through my heart. It's hearing a stupid joke in my head, turning halfway to see a smile that isn't there to greet the punchline of the day. 1,000 paper cuts it used to be, and once we had a slow and quiet suffocation that's driving me half mad. They don't see me bleeding out here in the normal bright sunshine, they just see a man doing fine. Oh, these painful little moments, they ambush me and steal my air. A ghost of you in my side of the bed, still tangled in my hair. It's your shampoo on a stranger, a song we slow dance to. It's me buying 2 bananas out of some old habit I can't undo. It's the way the evening light falls, it's the brand of tea I brew. A minefield made of memories in everything I do. These painful little moments, they're killing me in quiet ways, replaying all the endings of our ordinary days. It's my phone not lighting up with your just gotta work text. It's the deafening polite silence of what happens next. It's putting salt on everything, then remembering too late that you were the one who liked it, not me, it was your plate. It's the way I still say we when I'm talking about the cat, then the silence after swallows me for stumbling at that. A death by tender increments, by details sharp and small. A museum of the mundane, that's the hardest hurt of all. I could fight a hurricane, but I can't fight the gentle rain that finds the cracks you left inside my brain. Oh, these painful little moments, they ambush me and steal my air. A ghost of you in my side of the bed, still tangled in my hair. It's your shampoo on a stranger, a song we slow dance to. It's me buying 2 bananas out of some old habit I can't undo. It's the way the evening light falls, it's the brand of tea I brew. A minefield made of memories in everything I do. These painful little moments, they're killing me in quiet ways, replaying all the endings of our ordinary days. They ask me how I'm doing and I just say getting by. Cause how do I explain a soul deep ache from an empty left side? From the phantom way to someone in the passenger seat. From a love so interwoven that its absence can't be neat. The big things have a serene, a scar you can't respect. But nobody holds a vigil for the small things you detect. A sparse lonely piano line that mimics the small stabbing memories. Simple, repetitive, and deeply aching. Yeah, these painful little moments, they ambush me and steal my air. It's your shampoo on a stranger, a song we slow dance to. It's me buying 2 bananas out of some old habit I can't undo. It's the way the evening light falls, the brand of tea I brew. These painful little moments, in their quiet, cruel ways, are just love with nowhere left to go now. So I'll breathe through the banana aisle, I'll drink the tea and try to smile, and wait for the day these little pains just feel little again. Coffee shop we swore we'd own now serves a different blend. The barista smiles politely like I'm any other friend. She doesn't know we sketched the floor plan on a paper napkin here, or that I still come on the anniversary each year. I watch the rain trace rivers down the window where we sat, and write your name in condensation, knowing you forgot all that. Does the scent of rain on concrete ever catch you unaware? Does a certain shade of Tuesday blue just leave you standing there? Does your heart beat out a rhythm that you cannot quite explain? Or is our whole history just weather in your brain? If you remembered how you held me through that thunderstorm in June, or the way we named the constellations from our blanket neath the moon. If you recall the scar I kissed, the story how you got it, or the silent sacred vow we made before we even spoke it. If you remembered how my hand fell perfectly in yours, would you feel this phantom aching? Would you hear these slamming doors? Or am I just a photograph that's faded out of you, living in a past that only lives in me, not you? I drove by our old street light, the one that always flickered out. The city fixed the wiring, no more darkness to complain about. Progress cleans up everything, the broken and the blessed, and builds a brighter, colder light upon the place we pressed. Our hopeful, foolish foreheads swearing this would be our spot. You probably don't even know that they replaced it. Likely not. I haunt the places where we love like they're my holy ground, while you walk freely through the world, not hearing any sound of all the echoes I replay inside this hollow dome. You gave my heart a home, then forgot the way back home. And the cruelest kind of loneliness isn't being left behind. It's knowing that the ice you carry is a different kind. If you remembered how you cried when our old dog passed away, and I held you for an hour at the closing of the day. If you could taste the cheap champagne we drank to our first race, or the salted promises we made in lazy sunlit haze. If you remembered how my laugh was your favorite secret sound, would you feel this canyon splitting, this unsteady ground? Or am I just a footnote in a story you've outgrown, a chapter you don't read, a seed you never sow? Drink my coffee in the shop and watch the new light gleam, and wonder if you ever see me in your sleep. If you remember, just for a second. Heard you got the promotion that you worked your whole life for. I found out from a mutual friend who mentioned it, then paused at the door. She waited for my reaction, a wince, a bitter turn, but all I felt was pride for you, a fire that still burns. I smiled and said, that's wonderful, and meant it with my soul. Then went and sat alone and let this missing take its toll. I saw a picture of you smiling with someone I don't know. Your hair's a little longer now, and there's a different softer glow. They say she's good for you, she's kind, she makes your worries less. And I prayed right in that moment you'd find nothing but happiness. But the prayer got caught inside my throat, a tangled thorny vine. 'Cause the happiness you're building is no longer ever mine. And it's not that I want you back, it's not some desperate, hopeless prayer. It's just that I love you different now, from a distance in the air. I still care if you're warm enough when the winter chill sets in. I still care if you win the fight with that old fear beneath your skin. drove our old route home tonight, the one past the willow tree, where you told me your deepest secret, and you finally felt free. I hope you still feel free now. I hope that weight is gone. I hope you're not still wrestling with demons you faced at dawn. I'd take them all back in a breath if I could, you know I would. Even though you walked away for your own peace and your own good. They say the final stage of grief is letting go, acceptance. But what if my acceptance is this tender, brave persistence? Not a hope for us again, but a hope for you out there. A silent, steady current in a sea of silence. The love didn't die, it just changed its address to a place of quiet, wishing for your joy and nothing less. And it's not that I want you back, it's not some desperate, hopeless prayer. It's just that I love you different now from a distance in the air. I still care if you're warm enough when the winter chill sets in. I still care if you win the fight with that old fear beneath your skin. I cheer for your quiet victories. I dread your hidden pain with the love that has no title now, nowhere left to aim. I have no right to ask you, and I wouldn't dare to try. But if the world was ending, my first call would be to see if you were safe. This is the afterlife of love, I guess, a permanent and quiet grace. I let you go, but I never stop. I still care. I wonder when the calendar of us inside your mind will start to fade and fray, the sharp edges growing kind. When Tuesday just is Tuesday, not the day we met in spring. When you hear our favorite love song and you don't feel a thing. When my birthday passes silently, no ghost touching the air, just another square of sunlight that you cross without a care. You throw out that old t-shirt with a stain from Merlot wine, and not see our whole future in its faded cotton line. You'll delete the photos without pausing, just to clear some space, and my name will be an echo in a far and distant place. And when you forget the way my voice broke saying I do, when you can't recall the scent of my perfume, when the shape of my hand in yours is just a ghost you can't pursue, when the color of my eyes is just a fact you once knew, will you feel the weight lift? Will your world finally be light, or will some deep down part of you still wander in the night, searching forgetting for? What are you forgetting for? Will you ever drive right by our street and not slow down at all? Will December lose the meaning of the snow that made us fall? Will you stop correcting people when they get my coffee wrong? Or humming half a melody that doesn't have its song? Time is a gentle eraser, a slow impatient tide, and I'm already a watermark on the other side. The cruelest cut isn't believing we've both survived that pain. It's knowing that the love we built will drain out like the rain. From your memory's foundation till there's not a mark to show that I was your whole world once, not so very long ago. And I'll be here, remembering the way you'd say my name, while yours becomes a stranger's on the roster of your brain. And when you forget the sound of my laugh in the kitchen at dawn, when the movie that we quoted for years is finally gone, when your heart no longer flinches at the mention of our town, when the bridge we kissed upon just falls and crumbles down, will you feel free, my darling? Will the silence be a friend, or is some part of you afraid of what waits at the end of the last thread of memory that ties you back to me? When you forget, will you be free? Maybe in your new life, in a quiet sunlit room, you'll feel a sudden chill, a shadow past the gloom. And you won't know my name, but you'll feel a bittersweet, a love you can't remember, felt in a single heartbeat. And that will be the last of me when you finally forget. When you finally forget. When you finally forget. There's a quiet in the telling when the story's finally done. A balance sheet of damage neath the cold and setting sun. You listed all your reasons in a calm and steady voice. Compatibility and pace and making the right choice. You never said you didn't love. You said we weren't aligned. A perfect polished logic that left my truth behind. And I sat there in the wreckage of the future we designed, trying to find the moment that your heart and mine resigned. But your eyes were clear as water, no storm left raging there, while mine were an ocean drowning in the unfair. So let's just say it plain, let's call it what it is. A final painful trophy for this heart you're gonna miss. I love more, I love more, I love more, I love more. It wasn't equal measure, it wasn't tit for tat. You gave me just enough to keep me hanging on to that. But I poured a whole sky into your half full cup and watched it overflow, cause you couldn't drink it up. You loved enough to stay until you proof in hindsight, in the souvenirs you left. The love I called a symphony was just a clever theft of moments I composed with every fiber of my soul, while you were just an audience, not playing to a goal. My forever was a compass, your forever was a trend. I was building us a temple, you were waiting for the end. And I don't blame you for it, not a single bit apart. You can't help the size and composition of your heart, but you let me build my home there on a fall line in the sand. And I built it with a fury you can never understand. The greatest act of love I've left now is to go and take this hurricane of feeling that you'll never know. A raw, soulful, and slightly angry guitar solo that builds from a melancholic ache into a fierce, wailing crescendo of pent-up emotion before breaking back down into resignation. So let's just say it plain, let's call it what it is. A final painful trophy for this heart you're gonna miss. I love more, I love more. It wasn't equal measure, it wasn't tit for tat. You gave me just enough to keep me hanging under that, but I poured a whole sky into your half-full cup and watched it overflow, cause you couldn't drink it up. You loved enough to stay until you just couldn't anymore. So here's my victory, my lonely aching score. The one who leaves a light on love's the one who walked out the door. And if love was a battle, then I lost the war. By loving with a fire you had no use for, I loved. The driveway gravel's different now. They paved it smooth and black. A clean and silent surface where our history won't track. I drive by slow on Sundays when the new folks aren't at home, and stare up at the bedroom where our future was sown. The curtains are a different print, a cheerful yellow plaid, covering the view from where we dreamed of kids we'd have. And everyone says let it go, it's time to move along. They think I'm stuck in traffic, but the truth is I'm still holding on to the phantom of your hand in mine on an ordinary drive, to the sound of you pretending that my coffee jokes were alive, to the way you'd say I'm lucky in that sleepy morning light. I'm holding on to embers in the middle of the night, to a future that's a fossil, to a ghost of me and you, to every single I love you that I know is still true. My arms are tired, darling, and my heart is wearing thin, but letting go feels like a surrender. I can't let it win, so I'm still holding on. I have your last voicemail saved on a disconnected phone, a 30-second recording I keep for myself alone. You're just asking for the time, if I could pick up red, but it's the only piece of you that isn't dead. And read, I know each inflection, every breath and every pause, it's my museum's one relic, without reason, without cause. They say the heart's a muscle, and it learns to beat anew. But what if mine's a monument, a statue built for you? And tearing down a statue leaves a barren, empty square. And I'm not ready for the nothingness, the hollow, quiet air. So I'll pay the price in loneliness, in dreams that leave me cold. This love is my inheritance, and I won't be bought or sold. To the phantom of your hand in mine on an ordinary drive, to the sound of you pretending that my coffee jokes were a lie, to the way you say I'm lucky in that sleepy morning light. I'm holding on to embers in the middle of the night, to a future that's a fossil, to a ghost of me and you, to every single I love you that I know is still true. My arms are tired, darling, and my heart is wearing thin, but letting go feels like a surrender. I can't let it win. So I'll hold this empty space you left like it's a precious thing, a canyon carved by loving you, a song I cannot sing. Maybe holding on is just my way of being true to the version of myself that was forever meant for you. I'm still here, still holding on. You didn't slam the door or leave a letter on the stair. You didn't shout or curse my name into the cooling air. You just let the silence grow a little thicker every day, till the space between our sentences was miles and miles away. And when you spoke the final words, your voice was like the snow, a quiet, cold arrival with nowhere left to go. You packed your books in cardboard boxes, taped them neat and clean, a methodical unraveling of what our we had been. You took your favorite coffee mug, the chipped one with the glaze, and left the key ring on the hook in ordinary ways. No grand finale orchestra, no last dramatic stand, just the gentle, slow extinguishing of one flame by your hand. And it's the soft goodbye echo that's the hardest one to bear. The ghost of your affection still suspended in the air. It wasn't hate that drove you out, it wasn't some sharp crime. It was the quiet, slow recession of the love we had in time. A whisper of it ending with the volume turned down low. A feeling more than words that told my hopeful heart to know you were already gone while standing right before my eyes. In 1,000 tiny, tender and apologetic goodbyes, a bomb leaves craters, something you can point to and explain. But how do you show someone the quiet, constant falling rain that wore away the bedrock till the foundation just gave way? There's no villain in this story, just the coming of the grave. The love didn't explode, darling, it just forgot to breathe and faded like a photograph the sunlight loves to leave. The sparse-smelling pulled piano with a gentle repeating melodic line that feels like a memory slowly dissolving. And it's the soft goodbye echo that's the hardest one to bear. The ghost of your affection still suspended in the air. It wasn't hate that drove you out, it wasn't some sharp crime. It was the quiet, slow recession of the love we had in time. A whisper of an ending with the volume turned down low. A feeling more than words that told my hopeful heart to know you were already gone while standing right before my eyes. Sometimes I wish you'd hated me, I wish you'd been unkind. 'Cause anger has a border and a limit to the mind. But this soft echo just goes on and on in endless space. A goodbye with no edges and no definite hard place. Just the echo, just the soft, soft echo of the love you used to show. The kettle's boiled 3 times now, sitting whistling on the stove. A frantic steaming signal to a heart that can't remove itself from the snow glacier that's growing in my chest. A permanent December putting feeling to the test. I try to summon anger, try to summon tears or pain, but all I get is static and the softly falling rain of numbness deep and hollow, where the wildfire used to start. They call it a cold, broken heart. this morning you were laughing with a friend, a sight that should have sent me reeling round the final bend. But I just watched you drive away behind a smudgy pane, and noted that the sky looked like it might give us some rain. My pulse stayed at a steady, slow and unimpressed, same beat. No galloping, no hammering, no fiery defeat, just a quiet observation of a fact, a simple part of this new cold broken heart. It's not the burning, it's the freezing long after all the flames depart. It's the permanent deep winter that has settled where you start. It's a silence so complete it has a way to sound a tone. It's the feeling of forgetting how it feels to not be alone. Oh, our heart screams and thrashes and it fights against the night, but a cold one just accepts the endless in the absence of the light. I give anything for anger, for a feeling sharp and true, but this cold broken heart has frozen all the memories of you. I think it was the hoping that exhausted all the heat, the waiting by the window for the sound of your retreat, to turn into returning for the sorry and the stay, until the hope itself just crystallized and turned to gray, and left behind this tundra, this serene and flat despair, where even my own sadness doesn't seem to find me there. A haunting, sparse celeste with high icy strings and a slow, deliberate piano, evoking vast, empty, and frozen spaces. It's not the burning, it's the freezing long after all the flames depart. It's the permanent deep winter that has settled where you start. It's a silence so complete it has a way to sound a tone. It's the feeling of forgetting how it feels to not be alone. Oh, our heart screams and thrashes and it fights against the night, but a cold one just accepts the endless in the absence of the light. So I'll let the kettle whistle, let the gray sky start to rain. I'll learn to live inside this quiet, perpetual domain, where love isn't a feeling, it's a fossil locked in ice in my cold broken heart. It's not you that I'm pining for, not the you who said we're through. It's the you who caught me smiling for no reason and you knew. It's the you whose hand would find my knee beneath the restaurant table, the one who believed in always long as we were strong and able. I don't miss the silent stranger packing boxes by the door. What I'm making for, what I'm dying for, is the before. I miss the us that planned a life in half, whispers after dark, painting constellations on the ceiling, leaving no mark. set sail. I miss the before. They ask me if I miss you, and I have to tell the truth. It's not the present you I miss, it's our forgotten youth. The version of our love that time and bitterness outgrew. The evergreen and golden us I thought would always stay true. You took the present when you left. You're welcome to the now, but the before is mine to keep, and I'll remember how. A nostalgic, bittersweet melody that swells with warmth and longing before receding into a quieter, more solitary reflection. And I miss before, I miss the unmarked territory, the undiscovered shore. I miss the trust that felt like gravity, the ground beneath the floor. I miss the jokes we hadn't made yet, the trips we hadn't planned. I miss the future resting softly in the palm of your hand. I miss the way your eyes would soften when you'd simply watch me breathe. I miss the beautiful, naive, and sacred make-believe. So I'll visit it in daydreams when the now is just too sore. I'll live inside the perfect past, the us that is no more. The after is a haunted house, the now is just a chore, but my heart has a home. It's the before.